I bought this thing at the auction for $200.
We make the strings louder.
Uh-oh. So I did it again. As you guys, I don't know if you guys remember or paid attention to the video, or I don't even know when it was, but it was a random video. I bought this thing for $400, and you could see it. This is I think it's an 05 Saab 9.3, but it has something bad with the engine. I think either like the timing chain or something weird. When it cranks over, it's like tick 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 tick, and sounds really crappy. You can see the paint on the doors. It's just flaking off like crazy. Well, that's not bad right there, but the roof is faded a little bit. The inside's not bad. I mean, it's a Saab, you know how all their little quirks and stuff, but this door is pretty dinked. Tires are kind of half shot. But anyhow, it is the same exact color as this car. It might not look like it right now, but because this one's clean and this one's kind of dirty. But so basically, I bought this car at the auction and I replaced the lower control arm. I didn't replace the axle, so I bought an axle. I got the axle and everything right in this deal. So hopefully that's the right one, because this is a manual. So I am basically sacrificing this 2-liter automatic in favor of fixing this Aero. This is a V6 manual with a 6-speed manual in the Aero. So it has the V6 with a single turbo on it, which these make like 250 horse and like 280 foot-pounds of torque, because it's got a little bitty snail on it right there. But yeah, so I'm sacrificing the little baby 2-liter. This car, and I mean, it's not perfect, the body panels and all that stuff, it's not perfect, but you can see right here we got a little crunchy on the fender. Kind of push that down. I mean, this stuff doesn't really matter a whole lot to me, so I'll probably kind of pull it up and out and then just get the fender set on it, because basically these front pieces right here, I learned after doing the last one, they actually come off pretty easy. So, or it's basically you just replace this whole piece right there. So that shouldn't be too big of a deal to get everything lined up as far as the headlight and everything. I'll pull this out of the way so it's not pinching any of the wires. Get it kind of close to where it is, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't look like it messed with where everything bolts up around here. But yeah, so maybe I should quit yakking and start doing some stuff. But yeah, this is the auction car and this is the Craigslist car. But the plan is to replace my, you can see this is the Aero, so it has the nice steering wheel, the seats with the better bolsters. It has heated seats in it. Whereas my car, my red wagon, is a 2-liter automatic, kind of base model, so it doesn't have heated seats. It's I mean, it's not the Aero. It doesn't. I mean, it has like 210 horsepower, but it's a 4-cylinder, which I really like these. But after driving my girlfriend's car, the other one that I basically bought 2 Saabs in order to fix, I really like the V6. So I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing one of these apart. Probably this one first, and I want to put the axle in it. And then it's missing the intercooler too. It's missing the intercooler and the condenser is all bent. But luckily, the intercooler out of my girlfriend's car, and I fixed it, I think will be all right. And I didn't have to replace the condenser in her car. So I'm pretty sure I have enough pieces to put this all back together. And this one will have fog lights too, because the bumper is chilling in the back. But yeah, so it's locked. But yeah, so this has the premium sound system too. It has like a subwoofer in it. I mean, it's a nicer car. So, you know, life's all about trading up on your dailies, and that's what I'm doing today. So I got the axle and the tie rod end on it. You can see the old one in there. I didn't film that because that was kind of boring. You can see right here in this little drain pan, there's like mud and sticks and water. These things were basically full. You probably can't even see down in them, but well, yeah, you can see all the mud. So I need to clean those out a little bit. So the night before we left for Texas, it was basically just like a windstorm, and it was like a little tornado in between the shops here. And yeah, so obviously this thing didn't have an intercooler on it, and I should have probably put some little booties or something on it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that out and clean that, and then this is the intake side. I have to clean that too, just to get all the grime out of there, make sure there's no like sticks and shit in there. And then I'm gonna throw that other intercooler in here, and hopefully it holds boost. And I might take it for a quick little rip, because I'm kind of excited to see what the whole V6 Aero manual feels like versus the automatic. Well, Senior Time Lapse right here decided to die on me, the battery. So anyhow, I stole the headlight out of this thing, and I put it in this one, and then I got the condenser and the intercooler and everything all bolted up, and I got the hood to kind of half-ass latch a little bit, just like so, and I took it for a rip. And it rips. It's kind of funny. It's you know, compared to driving, cause a long time ago, what first got me into Saab is I found a really cheap one on Craigslist, and I bought it, and it was like this thing, but it was a 2-liter like little T, which means it has a smaller turbo on it and a manual. And holy shit, that thing just ripped. I mean, it was like always in boost. I mean, you just like get into it, and like it fell on its face up top, but like ripping it's like just like everywhere you go, it's just like pulling and shit. But that's pretty much how this thing feels, but just like torqueier. So it has a lot more torque, and it seems like it really likes the boost out of that tiny little turbo on there. But yeah, it's funny because like first and second gears, it spins the tires, which is kind of funny in just a front-wheel drive car. But it gets like a little bit of torque steer, which could be, you know, due to the fact that it's you know, not properly aligned. I just kind of eyeballed it, but yeah, so now pretty much what I'm gonna start doing is I got a new battery in Mr. Time Lapse right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing this thing apart, pull the fender off it, pull this upper radiator support, take the headlights, all that stuff. Pretty much I don't have to do a whole lot. Well, I don't know. This core support's gonna be a pain in the ass, because in order to get it off, there's like these spot welds, I hope. Yep, there's them spot welds, them shitty ones that I had to do on the other thing. So I won't be able to get to that tonight, but I should be able to get some of this stuff off and kind of pulled back, basically just so I could replace this thing right here. If you guys are, I might as well show you guys what the engine in this thing sounds like when it's cranking over, because it doesn't sound the best. So you're basically listening to it on the timing chain side. So yeah, I don't know exactly what's wrong with it. It kind of sounds like something timing chain-ish. But I mean, this car could be fixable, but you know, we're on the whole, you know, fixing the V6 Aeros instead of the 2-liter turbos. So yeah, this thing's getting sacrificed, and then I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with this thing, because I'm gonna have basically two V6 Aero dope ones. I'm gonna have a wagon. My girlfriend has a sedan, and then 2 sedans that are just chilling for parts. But like, what the hell am I gonna do with all that shit? I don't know. So I decided to pull this thing over here, and I need to come over here and get my handy dandy frame puller out, hook it up to my my frame post, and do a little test pull and see how well this is gonna pull up and out, like this way. See how much room I could get out of that. So I don't know. Well, that's where I'm leaving it for tonight. I pulled it over a little bit. It was kind of pushed over into that. So it got out a little bit, and I was able to get this little like headlight relay box thing kind of to expose itself. So I think this car actually had HIDs in it, and the ones that are in this car are just halogen. So I'm gonna have to figure that situation out, just because the wiring's different. There's like more wires in the plug. That's where I'm leaving it for tonight. I'm gonna come back and probably play tug of war with it again tomorrow. So now the plan is to, well, basically I went and I borrowed my buddy's this thing, which works really premium for the spot welds that are hidden basically right there. So I need to grind both of those out, probably the ones on the bottom too, just to make it easy, and then maybe maybe that guy right there. But yeah, basically I just gotta do the spot welds on both of these things so I get this front crash support off. So that this whole piece, this thing is basically one little chunk right there, and then it has the top layer that bolts on it, and then so basically as soon as I get this bolted on, everything should line up as far as the headlights. I'll just try to get this other little piece over here. As you can see, I was playing tug of war with it. As soon as I get, I mean it's pushed over a little bit. As soon as I kind of get this over a little bit more, then I should be able to just kind of put this on and then kind of pull this and kind of negotiate some terms with it. And then it doesn't have to be like perfect, because basically the fender just goes over it. So it won't be too big of a deal. I mean, it's not like this is pretty much gonna be like my little daily, my little upgraded daily, and then sell my red one to my buddy or my dad, or I don't know. Everybody wants the damn thing, but I guess I just need to have like an auction with them. But yeah, so I'm gonna start grinding on that. So there it pretty much is. Pretty much, well, it still needs some work done on it. So there's this pinstripe that kind of goes down the side. So I think I need to sand that off is how I'm gonna have to get that off. So I'm gonna have to sand that off, basically polish that. You can see these front fenders, they're kind of hazy looking, you know, just like they have some wear on the paint, as well as, so the hood does have a little bitty hail damage in it. You can see a couple like right there. And then right here in the center, so I kind of polished that just with some hand glaze stuff, just to kind of see how shiny it could get. But you can see it's like really dull and ugly on it compared to like how shiny this fender is, which looks pretty nice. So I'm definitely gonna have to polish the hood on it. This clear bra is kind of flaking up, kind of crappy right there. So I think I might end up just peeling that whole thing back and then just kind of trying to polish the whole hood. You can see how cloudy the headlights are. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand the headlights fully down, finish them in like a 800 or 1000 grit, and then just clear coat them, let them sit, and then I'll get those back on it tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, and then on the front bumper as well, you can see this bumper has the fog lights on it. The cracked bumper that was on there, and this is the bumper off of that car, which it didn't have fog lights, so I need to basically just transfer the fog lights over into this bumper. Yeah, other than that, it looks pretty good. But yeah, pretty much under the hood, you can't really tell anything. Get over here and you can see a little bit where I welded those spot welds right there. But yeah, so looks pretty good. I just got to figure out how to get these headlights working, because this Saab actually had a, what the hell was it, like this headlight level something. So I think this car actually had HIDs, and I'm converting it to halogens just for now, and I'll probably put HIDs in it later. But yeah, so I need to get that figured out to get the headlights to work. Now that this thing's kind of back together, I'm gonna take you guys for a rip in it and kind of show you guys why I like Saab so damn much. All right, so as we get in this thing, you could definitely tell it's different from a lot of other cars. It's just quirky. I mean, it's a Saab, and it's got its own little things, and I mean, it's a Saab. I don't know, they're different, and I like it. It's kind of weird. The keys down here on the right, like the e-brake kind of blends in right there. Turn off this deal. Getting ready to go out on the private road, but all right. So you could tell we got like the automatic, you know, the digital climate control right here. It's got this weird radio that you could enable a phone on it. You used to be able to do that, and you can. And then up there, it basically has like your CD, your radio station, what time it is, how, you know, your miles a gallon. Got this little, you know, tells you temperature outside, all that random stuff. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be kind of designed like an airplane. But yeah, I'm gonna take you guys for a quick little rip and show you that this thing rips. So we are in second gear right here at like 2,000 RPMs, like 22 miles an hour, and we'll just roll into it. So that is, it was spinning second just a little bit, like not spinning it, like ripping it off, but it was definitely spinning second a little bit. You can see now we're taking off in second gear as well, basically just from around the corner. I mean, they're quick cars, like from the factory. It's just like an Evo or a WRX or, you know, something like that. It's a factory turbocharged car that works. I mean, everything works together. It has a factory boost gauge. It's, you know, the tune isn't crazy. Like when you turn on the AC, it doesn't do crazy stuff. Like it's a factory turbocharged car. Flip a little U-turn here. Still in second gear, plenty of torque. I mean, oh, spinning second a little bit. Third gear pulls like crazy. Fourth gear pulls really good. Brakes are really good. I mean, it's a good car. I don't know. I'd say it's kind of like a BMW, but like a turbocharged BMW. I mean, maybe not necessarily BMW, but I don't know. They're a lot of fun to drive. When was the last time you guys seen one? But I mean, if to really see why I like these damn things so much, you really need to go just drive one. You need to find somebody or go look at one on, and they're cheap too. So many people have given up on this generation of car just because, you know, they think parts and everything are hard to get. You could buy a whole car for the price that it would cost you, half of the price that it would cost you to fix this thing, and have a whole nother parts car. You'd have everything you need to fix it. I don't know, maybe, hopefully that kind of explains why I like these things a little bit more, but I don't know, they're quirky, interesting cars. I really like the way the wagons look. I mean, ever since I'd seen one initially, I was just like, holy shit, the wagon's dope. Like, that's just a cool looking wagon. It's got the dual exhaust in the back. Need to paint that trim a little bit, you know, paint it darker again and kind of touch up a few little things. But I mean, overall, it's a really clean car. I mean, this one's definitely neglected, but this one seems like they really took good care of it. But you know, got in a little wreck, went to an insurance auction. I bought it for really cheap. I bought this thing for really cheap. So I mean, it's just crazy the amount of car that you get for the money. I don't know, it's crazy. So if you guys want to know how much I paid for this thing, I bought this thing at the auction for $258 plus, you know, taxes and fees and other stuff. It was probably like 400 and something out the door, you know, like almost 500 bucks. And I got this thing on Craigslist for $400. So far I've spent like $150 or $200, I think, in parts, you know, for an axle and lower control arm and all that type of stuff. So we're at $900 for both these cars, $500 and $400, and then you add another $200 on that. I'm at $1,100 on this thing so far, and you know, then taxes, registration, all that stuff to go get it licensed. I'm gonna be under 1,500 bucks in this like awesome daily driver. You know, it's just crazy. I still need to charge the AC, still need to polish the headlights, install the fog lights, but yeah. So I think that's probably gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll probably do another video kind of cleaning this thing up and kind of going over it a little bit. Maybe I'll show you guys what you have to do to pass like the salvage title, because it does have a salvage title, like the rebuilt from salvage title inspection or whatever. But yeah, I think I'm leaving it there for tonight, and hopefully you guys don't mind the Saab videos. We'll start working on the Supra eventually.